Hi guys, this is MegaDragonoid playing, well, maybe somebody else has to say because my headache is still going on.
Eternity Miles Edgeworth Investigations. Welcome, people.
Indeed, welcome. It's another
We
shit show of the week.
We solved the issue of the fake Yatagarasu, but we still haven't solved the murder.
Are you sure
murder.
it was the fake Yatagarasu?
Let's not go into that again.
There were three people that were the Yatagarasu.
Yeah, the father. Okay. Of course, May, I think, was it? And one of the detectives.
Yep. The detective that our gumshoe got
Hired.
for. Yeah.
Rookie.
And now it's kinda... Yeah, this tree is somehow almost the new Yatagarasu.
Like they've taken the spot, taken up the mantle.
Yeah.
Except I really don't see Gumshoe as a Yatagarasu.
No, actually not. It will be more like Francesca, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
More like Von Karma.
Yeah. Francesca
And
from
Von
Karma.
Karma is taking perfect ones. Not a foolish fool like Gumshoe.
I think Francesca always called him Scrubby.
Gummy.
Scruffy.
No.
Oh, Gummy
No,
was the young girl's name.
That's always Kay said. She said always Gummy.
Gummy.
And Francesca always said Scruffy.
Scruffy. Come, Scruffy, Scruffy. Sit. Good boy.
Who's goodbye? Who's a goodbye?
Well, he does say sir to her a lot, so he may as well be her dog.
Indeed. Oh, goes always so everywhere and nowhere. Over there, up there, down there. I could help it.
Okay.
So now we know who the Yatagarasu really is. Yet there remains much to this case that needs solved.
Like how the weapons crossed country lines, for example. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Short of a miracle, it's impossible for somebody to have smuggled them in.
Yeah, what I also kind of found funny. Well, case was that again? Was that the previous case when we were at the park? No, it was the past.
See,
I think it was the third one.
That was a previous case. That was before this thing.
It's all connected in the first case.
Yeah, the funny thing was, you was actually the entire time, Sheena, if I remember.
Jiwa! Yeah.
Yeah.
Jiwa!
It was crazy how that every time collided. Like, huh?
You need to figure out, Mr. Mouth Edgeworth. And then she's laughing like that annoying laugh. What Francisco said. Stop with that annoying laughing.
Oh yes, the laughter.
Yeah. Somehow they all remembered them. Smuggling them in, huh? You need to open a new line of investigation on this aspect only. But before we do, I should like to go through my evidence once more. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged.
Hey, there's a VCR here, sir. Now we can see what's on that tape Detective Bird gave us.
Piece of evidence from the KG8 incident hidden site for 10 long years. Just know what this case related to the current case somehow. Gumshoe, if you please play the tape for us.
Sure thing, sir.
What's hidden on the tape?
Do, 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 do. Manny Cochin.
Man, it's Manny Cochin.
And he's holding a knife in his hand. This looks like a footage from the security camera at the entrance of the apartment building.
The apartment building? How did you figure it out?
Unlike you, I actually read the summary file of the KG8 incident. And the crime scene was the victim's own apartment.
This footage was shot at the entrance of the victim's own apartment building.
At the trail, Mr. Faraday claimed that this piece of footage existed.
However, no one could find it.
Yeah, somehow somebody was able to steal it and hide it through Mr. Aaron's Amado.
I can see how it would have been the type of piece. Why would want to hide it?
But it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case we're working on now, sir.
Actually, I believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on now. Ringleader went so far to use Mr. Portsman to retrieve it. Which means in this video lies a very good bit of footage to the ringleader.
Where? Where?
No, wait, what was that?
Huh?
That bit you just played. Please show it to me again. Sure, this is something we cannot overlook.
What is that, sir?
The front of the car.
That's the flag of one of the nations of the city, of course. One of the two.
But why is that so important?
Look here,
Don't you remember? Don't you actually remember? One of the president's car has also small flags on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. National flag, yeah. Principally of Cadadovia.
Thank you. I have to say it because tongue twister for me. And because it is a national flag on it, we know this to be an official government car. Wow, sync!
Saying
The question we should be asking ourselves, what was the government car doing there?
Alba?
Oh, go ahead, bro. He's all yours.
Ah, Miss Von Comra and Mr. Edgeworth. So you were here all this time.
Duh. Ambassador Alba.
Thank you very much for continuing the investigation even at this time of night. If only I was even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I am truly sorry.
This wasn't your fault, sir. This has nothing to do with how careful you were.
You idiot, Quorcus! You couldn't chase after a simple thief! Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you.
He
I
has
almost
a
sound like an old
Pinocchio.
grandma.
No, he looks like a Pinocchio nose.
I know, but I mean, Justin, how he talks like him.
Mr. Alba, are you lying? No.
Objection!
Are you just lying? Your nose has been grown.
I would like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that?
Justin really sounds like he talks like him. Like an old grandma.
You want to hear my old grandma voice again?
Sure.
With some kind of gentle, like the Baron from Bassie and Adrian. I would like you to put an investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that?
Oh, that sounds a little bit more on point. Not to be rude, bro.
I'm trying.
I know.
Can't even do this voice, Justin. My little boy. You can do it. Excuse me?
I heard you've apprehended a thief that turned this embassy upside down.
Well, that sounds more on point. Better.
And we are in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation.
I have to clean my desk a bit. It's a little bit hairy.
Yeah, look, he's hairy. He's like a jellyfish or an
We
octopus.
can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever.
Why not?
You're scaring the visitors away, so I hope that you can understand how I feel.
Where's my mouse?
Mr. Alba, do you even understand there are two different murders?
But we have to finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issue.
Why don't we leave the rest to the Bastion and Babalese police?
Ambassador, we are so close. Just a little more and...
Miss Von Karma, I'm afraid I've made up my mind. And without my permission, you can't proceed with your investigation anyway, right?
That's true, however.
Yeah, said at the very beginning. Area can be considered to be a bestial soul. In which case, we are nothing but voyagers in their land. Really, where our investigation ends?
Hold it.
Shifu, we found Miss Edgeworth, sir. Oh, Shifu, this way.
Yeah.
Wolf boy.
Yo! Yo!
Agent Lang. You're back on the scene rather quickly.
Back and took a break. I lose the stand of my brain, Master Prosecutor.
Edric Lane, why in the... why have you returned?
Because I have to solve this case no matter what.
Well, I'm sorry to inform you. And don't take this the wrong way. I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... Under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They are quite capable.
At this rate, our investigation will come to a close.
The laughing spread.
Ambassador Alba, I get it now. I really do.
Oh, I'm very glad you understand how I feel.
No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder!
You...
You what? You know? Killer?
Do you really mean that, Ancient Lang?
Wolves don't lie! Get hold.
Then who is it?
Well, let me first say, I am not talking about Mr. Cochin's murderer. That was all Sheena.
It's you.
Long Zishes. The truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. True and unexpectedly simple. So let me ask you this. Who do you think was the Mascure the second killer? Huh, I tell you who. It was you, Francisca von Karma. What?
Dun dun dun.
It was... I was the killer? Hey, wait! But that's impossible!
Yeah. Oh, that whip is actually quite... Yow!
Hold your tongue, it's an incourteous remark you were about to make.
Angel Lang, are you seriously accusing her of murder?
Yeah, I am.
Doesn't appear to be joking.
Hey, sis! I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech, he called you in his office, right? Yeah, he did. But that... what does it have to do with anything? I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around and rather freely between Albahas and Bahal, did you not? Objection! Objection! And where is your evidence that I am the killer? Not so fast! Huh, I was just getting to that, trust me! I'll show them you in the door time! Ambassador Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission?
With things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I?
Good. Then let's move out. Oh, and don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping close eye on you. You can bet over the bottom dollar on that. Ha! As if I would have any reason to flee. But just so we're clear, your logic had better be sound. Ha! Because I accept nothing short of a perfect explanation.
Seems rather upset. Not that I blame her.
I expected to doubt you accept no less. But we'll see how long you can keep that rose of yours stuck up in the air like that. Woohoo!
The burners! Agent Lang, someone related to tonight's case, I request that you allow me to take part, so I may clean up my superior's mess.
I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery. Oh, in that case, I want to join in too. I still haven't seen what looks like in the Albahas yet.
If you let Kay in, then you've got to let me in too, pal. I can't sit around and do nothing when Miss Von Karma's in trouble.
Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay?
Okay, I'll take you up on that. Oh yeah, I'm fired up and raring to go.
As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over.
Sounds like this is going to get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing those kids along for the ride.
Rice, right? You mean?
Very well. But I'd like you to keep in mind that this will be your last chance.
I have this whole mess cleared up before you know it. Now, let's go! March 15, 12:53 a.m. Ambassador's office.
Wow, talking about a tongue twister. That's a knot in my tongue.
Now, let's first go over the facts one more time. Manny Kochan's body was found over in the Secretariat office in Bahal. The weapon that took his life was one of the Albahas ornamental knives. And then the body of the Master II, Mr. Kai Shi, now was found here in the ambassador office. Through our investigation, we found that the murder weapon was this Remindux statue. And that is exactly Bahal's statue. In this case, no matter how I look at it, if it wasn't you, then there's no one else who could have pulled this off. Objection! Just like, do you understand the full implications of what you are saying? Of course I do, sis, and I'm serious. You were on the trail of the smuggling ring, and you wanted any evidence you could find. Okay. And so, while people were distracted by the Yatagarasu appearance, you snuck in here. That's when you two went into each other. You and that other thief who took advantage of the confusion from the fire. Objection! Even if it all were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons? Don't worry, I plan to show that you're the culprit behind that too. You had permission to investigate both embassies at will. With that kind of free Regan, you could easily take it. Hey now! Hey now!
Look how he
He grabbed the whip.
like she was like, and he like, click. Nope.
Wanna slap the wolfie, but she didn't get the chance. Look, sis, I thought I actually told you I'm not messing around here. Oh. This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring. but Sheena certainly is tied to the smuggling ring.
He is right saying that he's a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between the case and the ring could it not be deeper than any of us can imagine.
Let's get this ridiculous stuff over with already. For a second,
Francesca, you need to calm down. Because you only know that facts of the messy side of the case. Don't believe you can see the case as a whole. Therefore, solve it.
What?
But don't worry, I'm taking this part serious as well. I will prove your innocence.
That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. But you can't come up with anything else that can top of my hypothesis. Of course, your explanation has been solved the mystery of the moving weapons as well.
Of course, and I will. Let us delve into the truth behind the murder of the Mesquite too.
Do you understand, don't you, Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against... This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can figure out how the murder of the Master II is related to the smuggling ring, then I will mean the end of our investigation.
As long as I know counteration to his hypothesis, the best I can do is walk this thin tightrope. See what I can do.
Come on, Mr. Prosecutor. Let's get started.
Yes, let's. Round one, fight!
Let's
Border
do this.
crossing weapons.
What do you say, bro?
I said let's do this.
Yep.
One of the Albahas knife was used in the Bahal to murder Mr. Cochin. And the murder weapon is the killing of the Master. The second is Bahal's Meduk's statue. Somehow these two objects were able to narrate the two countries in lateral security. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crimes was you.
As long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, Özgama remains a suspect.
Got it, Mr. Prosecutor, so why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across country lines? I work into very possibility, but there's only that's plausible. Your boss!
Agent Lang, what I have learned from you just now is that you have lost sight of yourself.
What are you talking about?
Focusing too intense on which front of us, being blind to the truth. Don't tell me Long Shi never said anything that effect.
You prosecutor! What do you think you are, speaking about Z's proverbs like that?
I don't need his proverbs, because my words are all you need to see the truth. Headman!
Rebruto, border crossing weapons.
Alright, so you can present either the statue, the Babal's Primadux, or the Albast's Primadux statue on Statement 3.
Demon Tree.
Objection.
Agent Lang, those two items are not only two that cross the border tonight.
Oh?
This guy too was killed per the Pyramid Duck's statue, yes? But if that's the case, then tell me where is the bus Pyramid Duck statue go?
Bahal!
Precisely. And if the two statues were really switched, it means both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means the total of the three items were smuggled across the Bessides.
I guess so, but you know what? It doesn't matter the number of items. Only that this test is the only one who could have done it. Because it's the only person who went back and forth between Albahas and Bahal. It's hard.
Really too, was there no else travel between the two countries? Actually, there was definitely another person who paid a visit to both sides of the wall.
You got to go soon.
Is that really so, Agent Lang?
The world allows the time to try to put your way out of this. I checked out what the guard said, along with the security camera's footage. You're not going to overturn my hypothesis that easily.
Well, that's supposed to be among, so... But suppose there was some other way around the theater doors.
What other way?
The other entity that managed to cross the border unharmed. I pointed out it should open a whole new possibility. I still hesitate to bring this out. As long as this entity exists, there's possible road becomes possibility.
It looks like you're not got some clever idea in mind.
I do, and I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence.
Fine then. Let's see this piece of evidence that will show me this order route.
This piece of evidence will show us the other way that moved between the two countries.
It's the photo. The photo of the Yagarasu.
This one?
That's what it says. Ouch.
Okay. Agent Lang, I'm sure you are familiar with this unforgettable photo.
That supernatural photo, like I said before. Humans can fly. Oh, they can. Just
Say, remember somebody could fly in the air.
yes, like Maximilian Maxis. Max. The almighty Max. And there can be a copycat to do that kinda too.
Yep. No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well.
And didn't start climbing that she saw somebody inside her.
I wouldn't dreaming of claiming that.
I won't allow you to take back what you said either. I'll say it again. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. So you better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor!
Ah! Can I prove who was through the air in this photo? Wait, not human. Eureka! Very well, you will have your explanation.
That sounds like you have a good idea, slimming inside that head of yours. Let's hear it! The face hidden within this photo's blurry, trailed shadow is...
Tell me, bro.
Well, according to this, you have to present the alabaster primodox statue.
Albadas, you said, right?
Mm-hmm. I have no idea why. That's just what it says.
Normally, the shadow is the third smuggling object per makes every replica.
You can't be serious!
The other guards are ready. Callista Yu, dressed as Agent Sheena, was inside the hall. There's the replica statue up and close and launch it through the air.
Not so fast! Ha! Mr. Prosecutor! You left out a very crucial bit in your explanation.
I know I did.
She launched it through the air? Ha! How exactly did she do that?
Really burying his fangs at me. But he has a point. How exactly did it move the air like that? That remains unsolved, so we should be able to move close to the truth. Reminds me. Say this earlier.
Hey sis, I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech. He called you in his office, right?
Just before the murder. Jessica was here, right? Very room. First, Angel Lang, in order for me to answer that question, I need to hear a testimony from Miss Von Karma.
Huh? Oh wow, standing next to each other.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you up to now, pretty boy?
Earlier you mentioned something interesting to me. You said just before the murder occurred, Von Karma had to be in this room because Ambassador Alba called for her. That for the reason alone, you believed her to be the killer.
Yeah, I guess I did say something like that.
In that case, I believe it is my duty to ask her for what her side of the story is.
How do you really think a criminal would tell us the honest truth? How dare you! As I said, none of this time, there's absolutely no proof that I am the killer. Ooh la la. Edgeworth, don't tell me you suspect me too.
I don't. However, I can't ignore the fact that you were in this room at one point in time. I would like to hear from your room. Francesca, I feel that I still don't have enough information. Why it is most incredibly important to the outcome of this case.
All right. So, what would you like me to talk about?
I'd like you to please specify your movement in the room until the murder occurred.
Agent, alright, let's try this in your way for a change. But if what is she has to say turns out to be the waste of time, I'll place her under arrest faster than you can. Oh, no!
As you wish. Well, round 2 for Francesca.
Movement in Albahas.
Actually, 1-1.
As I said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in the Albastian embassy. After I saw the steel samurai off on his way towards the ambassador's office, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back by Ambassador Alba to his office. Now that happened to her.
Francesca, us to make clear this from the very beginning. What I wish to confirm is that you only time span in which you were in this office before the murder occurred. Is that correct?
Yes, of course.
I see. For now, the only way that I can see for us to break it out is about the testimony in more detail. Hit me, bro.
Alright, so you have to press on statement 4.
Statement 4. That time, Masquerade 2 body had yet to be found in this room. Is that correct?
That's right. But Ambassador Alba was here. One could hardly miss his rather large presence. A criminal will say anything to get out of getting arrested. How do you know you're not lying? Well, if I need to prove, I'll be happy to obede you. Seriously? Like I keep telling you. When I arrived at his office, Ambassador Alba was already here. He was standing by the flower box at the windowsill, muttering his plan. Oh, Wolfie's having struggle.
Yep.
I can attest to that. I remember speaking with the lovely lady around that time here in my office.
Alright then. Add that statement to your testimony and let's hear some details. Daddy won't give
Alba
up.
was in this room at the time. Was okay.
So apparently there's meant to be a new statement that she mentions 4 large passion flowers. Is that there?
Which on the time of the murder in light of. I only have this. It's not passion.
That's strange. It clearly says you have to press on statement 4. It says watering the flowers on the windowsill. And then you press, there's supposed to be a new statement. Oh! You pressed on that statement. Sorry, you pressed on that statement that she says. There you go. Sorry about that.
For the sake of being thorough, I'd like you to ask you something. How do you know that as I was watering his plants on the windowsill?
What do you mean by that?
Enter to this room on this side, however the window is on the opposite side. It's true, then you entered the room, his body would have been wall. You should be been blocking your view of what he was doing. Is that not correct?
I suppose it was a bit hard to see him around him. But fortunately for me, Ambassador Alba is not an immovable wall. I knocked before I entered, and as I did, he turned around to greet me. With a watering can in his hand. So it's the only natural to believe that he was watering his plants, right?
I suppose.
After this greeting, we spent a little time talking about his flowers. He had obtained them himself, and he's growing them with the utmost care, you know. I really love my plants.
Yes. Yes.
Why do I feel hesitation coming from him?
Yeah, he is.
The plants in his room, they are like my children.
There are
Yeah?
passion flowers in the flower box on the windowsill are growing beautifully too. All 4 of them are in full bloom.
Miss Frankama, what did you just say now?
I said that the flowers are growing beautifully. What about this statement do you not understand?
What do I not understand? I do not understand why thing is this. I'd like for you to obtain the statement to your testimony.
Very well.
Okay, what now, bro?
Alright, so apparently you have to present some passion flowers at the statement that she said just then. Yeah, that's the ones.
Yeah, I was reading. Francesca? For some odd reason, your testimony contradicts of evidence.
It does appear that way.
She seems awfully calm about that.
Ah, I knew it! I knew we couldn't trust your word, sis. Mr. Edgeworth! What are you doing? Discrediting Miss Von Karma like this?
Yes, sir. If you keep this up, she's gonna get taken away, sir. Eek!
I've done is state what I saw. I have made not a single mistake in my testimony. And for this I am still under suspicion for murder. Is the number of flowers really all that important? That is just juncture, Miles?
At the very least, it is a contradiction in this case. One that I find hard to dismiss as fail. I have no clue.
Let's hear it, Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes, no, like-
Yeah?
What does the number of flowers have to do with anything? What does it prove?
I believe the answer to that will become clear if we examine that flower box.
Flower box.
How did the contradiction came out? Must be something behind this discrepancy.
My beloved flowers, I've grown them with the utmost care. So, I ask that you please be gentle with them as you examine them, Miss Edgeworth.
I understand.
There are two of them.
Yeah.
So two were actually missing. Flower nets!
Page of Soul looks like it had proof from it.
What are you doing, Mr. Prosecutor? Why you climb up all of a sudden? I'm still here, waiting for an explanation, you know.
Did you know, in your lang, flowers are apprehended to be silent? Like two things were pulled out of this flower box. Page of Soul looks like there had been something removed from it.
So you got to examine the flowers themselves as well, bro.
Name of these flowers, I believe they were called passion flowers.
Passion flowers.
Despite
The
of we
spine-
calling flowers, they are actually a species of vine. Tend to be growing well and is supported by those plant supports.
But no matter how I look at it, looks like are only two here, bro. To me, you realize, don't you, sis? Your little lie has failed you. Mouse Edgeworth! Hurry up and shut this man up for me already.
Suppose I need to use some evidence to shut him. Would I?
Show evidence. Yep, you gotta show evidence.
I believe I have just the piece you require.
Oh, you do you? You have such convenience in the face of your current plight. But you highly doubt it will last until the end.
You howl like a wolf, Agent Lang. We'll see you have any bite to back it up. That bark after you see the evidence.
No bark and no bite.
Indeed. The truth of the passion flowers will be seen in this piece of evidence. Bro?
Apparently it's the hair sticks.
Hair sticks?
Mm-hmm. That's what it says, hair sticks. We have to present hair sticks.
Tina, who was supposed to be in Bahal the entire time, had these hair sticks on her. They look exactly like the plant supporters this flower box. In other words, I believe that can be said there are hair sticks and actually those sticks for the passion of flowers.
And so what? Is that really all that important to the case? It is.
Of course it is. It means we have found yet another item that was smuggled in the counties tonight.
Yeah.
Think about logical, Agent Lang. These sticks were originally in a bust. Somehow they wound up China's hands, who was in the hall the whole night. Make no mistake, these sticks were smuggled somehow, just like the knife and the statue.
Very well then. I want to hear from you exactly how they wound up in Bahal.
How did the support sticks find their way to Bahal and why? Be some reason that why they ended up there. Ah, that's why. Saying, if you would like to take a please look at this, tell me its shape.
This is just another stick, is it?
So it is. The shape of the support sticks is what is important. When they were used in this room, when it comes focus. The object compiles in the picture. The support sticks is yeah, what is it?
It's the crossbow.
That's the crossbow. Wait, you're not really suggesting.
I am. These hair sticks, or rather plant support sticks, make a perfect arrows.
Yeah!
I have done it. Found the common thread connects the two offices. The thread has yet to be completely untangled. Even using the arrows, how does it explain how the statue were transported? Furthermore, who could have done the whole firing these sticks as arrows? Must be some common that do the size of these things together.
Mr. Prosecutor, hold up for a second. Do you realize what happens when you tie the statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all.
Here we go again. Round 2.
Or
Fight!
fight! So Bahal's statue was wrapped in the Yatagarasu clothes and then shot over there? Even if you fire the arrows from the side, they wouldn't go far the statue tied to them. I don't think I need to tell you that to pre-make the statue's delicious sprout wings. You realize that for all wounds, aren't you?
Pyramid statues didn't sprout wings. Of course they didn't.
I'm glad you understand. I feel much better already. I was afraid for a second that you were unaware of that crucial fact.
Only crucial because you are on belief that the wings are necessary for this occasion.
What?
You need to free your mind a bit. Let it fly like a bird on the wind. Wings are your flume, but not on a wing. Allow me a bit further off your time and I'll explain this mysterious phenomenon to you.
Reboot!
Tell me, blah.
Alright, so you press on statement 2.
We're in agreement that the arrow by itself would reach the other side, correct?
But just just arrow by itself is pretty meaningless, don't you think, Master Prosecutor? Because the things where I wanted to snuggle were a lot bigger than nothing.
No, that's not necessarily true.
What?
What I need right now, not further discussion my conclusion, but it's launching my conclusions. What the shooter wanted to launch with crossbow was not the statues themselves. There's something crossbow can launch, can be used to move the statue.
So if it wasn't a statue, it was a wire. So you present a wire at this statement.
And wire. Oh, that's why there was a wire in the clock. Ah. Right. Finally we have reached this point in our discussion, where I present to you which was carried by arrow from the crossbow.
I got it now, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh, I can't see exactly what you are trying to say. You say that the wire was tied to an arrow and was shot into Mr. Cochin's office. All the way from the 5th floor to the Alabastian Embassy. Down to the 3rd floor of the Bahalishi Embassy.
That makes sense how it got crossed.
If what you are claiming is really happened. I can see how the Albahas Spermitics statue could have been moved. It's not that heavy.
I'm seeing something funny.
Where it could be used to move the statues down a wire from the 5th to the 3rd floor. But then there was an old Bahal Spermitic statue. Dark shadow on this photo was clearly flying away from the Bahal. Going the opposite way to gravity from the 3rd floor to the Wealthy Embassy up on the 5th floor of the Alabahasian Embassy. How do you explain that?
I think I finally can see how the gears behind this whole trick works. Agent Lang, the motion used to be behind this trick. I wonder if perhaps you have in the verse and how it works in your head.
Motion? What motion?
This is the motion that was employed to smuggling the statue.
Oh, Terry.
I was thinking that bungee is not make sense. Swinging motion, probably not because it's too wide. I believe it's done through a rotary motion. Two stages were transported simultaneously.
Not so fast. Circumstantially, get real. The statues would have collided somewhere along that way.
Did I ever say that there was only one line of wire between the two offices? If you shoot an arrow with the two ends of a wire tied to a circular belt, that can be formed.
Man, that remembers actually from Robin Hood.
Yep.
Yeah, with the money. Long Z State, don't object to calls to success what beyond reasonably. Talking into an out of Haitian difference between the two wires. Top of the would stay too much at the point where the statue would collide anyway.
Agent Lang, as you know, the primitive statue is one of a kind potential treasure. In fact, the hollow statue is a hollow replica of the real statue, and it's really lighter than the real one, meaning the idea is very possible.
Ang Lee says.
Oh! Sorry, I had to join in.
Looks like he was the one to howl in the end.
Here's what I believe happened. Is you and her Mrs. help?
Wait.
Co-conspirator.
You and a mystery co-conspirator that set themselves up in 2 different rooms.
The co-conspirator bridged the rooms by shooting the 2 ends of the wire down on one arrow. 2 of them covered the statue, prosecuted to the transport of the statue. After the switch was completed, another arrow was fired, carrying 1 end of the wire down to Bahal, where it was disposed of. To that, Miss Yu hide it inside the grandfather's clock. Wet.
This proof is right, Agent Lang. That I'm not the killer. Not the asses. I still haven't had my dessert yet. Ooh. Right, Mr. Prosecutor.
Proof is in the pudding, where it is. Where it works.
Pudding is a nice dessert. Pudding. I know Agent Lang is my dessert. Oh my god. So, do you think you can do it? Can you prove that what you said is what happened? Because remember, if you can't, I'll be taking a certain someone back home with me as a souvenir.
I agree that as long as there is no proof, my hypothesis remains just that. However, what I lied out is no more hypothesis, for there's more piece of evidence.
One more? This should be interesting. You think you would have a piece of evidence that would turn your hypothesis into fact? Well then, let's see it, Mr. Prosecutor.
Thing that made it possible to clear a circulation belt out of the length of the wire. I believe that's right here, very room.
It's the fan.
It's your
The
biggest
ceiling
fan.
fan. The ceiling fan.
Yeah.
I believe there's what made the circular transport method possible. I like that line.
Ha! Looks like you drop another bomb on us again.
Boom!
Bombs away! Bombs away! The last piece of the trick are 2 pulleys.
Precisely, ceiling fans double the pulleys in this case. And thanks to that fact that there was 1 installed in each of the office, ceiling fans made it perfectly pulley set for the wire to run on. I don't know what he said there. Whatever. This must be it. This is how the smuggling bypasses the mural security.
You really have something else, Mr. Prosecutor. I bet you figured it all out already, haven't you? You know who the biggest hot shot is set up in real life stage now is, don't you?
The person who said this for a large and complex stage show be someone who had more knowledge of. This is of the ceiling fan in both Abasti and Emballasi offices. The passion of flowers post stakes will be used as arrows. The real mastermind behind this case.
Well, don't you dare make this wolf wait for his food. Why are you so hesitant, Miles Edgeworth? If you can't say who it is, why don't you present something like you always do?
Single point of the finger here. This case it will explode in an international accident. However, ready too late for me to stop the foreign momentum. It appears that I have no choice now but to rush in. Here's the piece of evidence towards who the mysterious mastermind is. Tell us, bro.
So it can either be the crossbow arrows or the passion flowers.
I'm taking the passion flowers. The smuggling could have been possible with the use of the crossbow. Furthermore, the arrows were shot by the crossbow, were plucked as were from the flower box in this very room. They were planned long ago, but that the passion flowers had the time to go so big. That Miss Forcomet didn't notice the arrows when visited this room today.
Dot, 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 dot.
On top of that, the fact that the culprit knew that both of us as ceiling fans tell us the person has very detailed information about the layout. You may have already guessed, the person I am accusing that hatchling this plan, the person who grew flowers in the flower box with utmost care. And it can only be you, Arcus Abal.
Doot, doot, doot. Are you out of your mind, that Miles Edgeworth?
I'm certainly of what I'm saying, and I'm sure he is the culprit.
Tell me, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell me, what was the ambassador trying to accomplish by doing all the stuff you just outlined? Why in the world would he need to use a trick like that?
I understand you need to doubt me. However, there was one thing that stand out to me as very odd.
Just one thing, huh?
One single end result was sought to obtain that were to examine the focus on this complex trick. I believe we were finally to find the answer to everything. Become clear once we examine the piece of evidence. Tell me, bro.
Okay, so according to this, we have to present the alabaster Primadux statue. Excuse me.
The Alabast?
Mm-hmm.
I would fully understand the reasoning had the situation be reversed. However, to the double swapping the real parameter with the fake, I sense a very shady reason for such a bizarre action. Rather to ask that the reason the king permitted himself.
I see, Ambassador. We'll be examining the statue now, or without your permission. There is a crack in the hole.
No, there was the blood stain, if I remember.
Apparently
yeah,
you have to examine the head. You have to examine the head of it, bro.
This guy kind of looks like the Steel Samurai, don't you think?
That was actually K-Bot, yeah.
Oh, maybe it's because they look alike that was picked to be a goodwill ambassador.
I suppose that's possible. Take a look at this area around the base of the neck. It looks like a gap.
Hey, you're right. Maybe it's meant to be some kind of secret.
Perhaps it's possible to open the statue with a gap. The contradiction.
What? Hurry up and open it, Miles.
Alright, here goes.
Wow, it did really work. Really open up. Hey, what's that thing that fell out?
I believe it's more of an explanation of it is required. What in the is this?
Hey! Is this what I think it is?
It's a plate for making counterfire bills.
They are making false paper? What?
Yep. Somehow
Right.
it appears that we have at long last arrived. The exit of the complex labyrinth. Finally hold our hands on one of the counterfeit money plates. The reason why the replica was smuggled into us to begin with.
Busted.
The paramedic said you can only be handed by the ambassador or the secretary. But there's nothing more than a hollow shell covered in gold. These two circumstances make the statue the ideal object in which to hide the copper band.
Contraband. But good
Thank you.
try.
Thank you. After receiving the statue contained the counterfeit plate from China,
You are.
the ambassador had the misfortune accidentally running to the mask too. Slicing the teeth.
Ambassador the second.
The ambassador raised the replica statue at the end. Wow.
Oh,
Then in
damn,
other words, go ahead.
that old man slammed hard.
Yeah. Not to mess with him. In order to frame the steel samurai of the murder, he covered the samurai sword in blood. Ambassador Alba.
Yeah, he's beat.
Dot.
You're the leader of the smuggling wing? My country, her man. And it's all because of you!
You're the one who killed the master the second.
Answer us!
Dot.
I never thought.
I never thought. I never thought that you would figure things out to this level.
Huh?
However, there is one point I disagree with you on. The head of the smuggling ring was Mr. Cochin.
White screwing around! I have no sympathy for someone who would try to pass the guilt into a dead man. If there's only one thing I'm sure of it, that you're the real ringleader. Quarkerus Alba.
It's not good to speak with such subjectivity, you know, Agent Lang.
Siri, subjectivity. My conclusion is anything but, and is the result of logic and investigation.
Logic and investigation? Only seconds ago you were ready to arrest Miss Von Karma.
Flip-floppy.
I don't think we can give such flip-floppy logic any real weight, do you?
He's sweating.
Aw, Wolf is sweating. Cold sweat.
Huh?
It looks like you're still... Don't get why I came back.
Excuse me?
So is so that you could sink my fangs into your winky old neck.
That sounds so wrong.
From the very beginning, my real target has been you!
Uh-huh, sure it is.
Oh, look, the old man is angry.
What? What?
Agent Lang, I demand an explanation.
Oh la la. Sorry sis, I didn't mean to put you a tooth in all that.
Oh.
I knew you were innocent from the very beginning. Ooh.
Yeah?
You did? I knew it was the all innocent have been illusory planned and prepared for. So naturally, the Arn of this room, Ambassador Albert seemed the most suspicious.
Yeah, he was alone in the room all along.
But without the ambassador's permission, we couldn't get into to take another look around.
So that's why you put us a big show to accuse Francisca of the murder. It was as the day you were able to gain us entry and investigate the rights.
Yeah, if we haven't done that, I doubt the ambassador would have given the okay to poke around. So that's what all this was about? Very well. I will forgive you, Wolfie. But in exchange for using me as bait, you will take some responsibility and help us find the truth.
Thank you, Lang, for us giving me such a great opening. I thank you.
You know, I just knew, Mr. Prosecutor, that somehow they were able to find some proof by investigating this room, that you will be able to figure out the real culprit with your special brand of logic.
Yeah, the evidence detectives collect combined of the logic of a prosecutor. That's just as it should be as a prosecute detective team, right?
I don't know about all that. But one thing I do know is that I'm itching to steal that old man gets what's coming to him.
Oh.
Justino!
Oh, you're quite scary when you want to be, aren't you?
You were the one who was planning to use me to push all the guilt into the cyst. But unfortunately for you, you misjudged me.
Ancient Lane, I wish for you to stop trying to intimidate me. What we need right now is evidence and proof. I wonder if you have what is necessary to prove that I am the head of the smuggling ring.
Objection!
Objection! Don't be such a sore loser. A fool can see already in your eyes that you're the foolish fool that is the murderer. If you are really are the head of the smuggling ring. Then you should acknowledge your crimes with dignity.
Dignity? That is nothing more than a fool's insecure display of strength. If you really wish for me to acknowledge my crimes, then I would like to first see some of this thing you call evidence.
Ah,
I tell you, I knew nothing, really. I didn't even know that a counterfeit plate was hidden inside that statue.
You swapped a real statue that was vested in your country the opportunity to rule for a fake. It don't make any sense that you didn't know anything.
It doesn't make sense. Where doesn't it make sense? Can you prove that it doesn't make sense?
he's really got us. He's turned the entire situation around against us.
Thus, Interpol has been after points to this man as the ringleader. Because somehow that's the proof now. We can see that he justifies his fine search. Nothing I can use to break this case wide open. Huh? Trump card and the videotape. Those two items might be able to finally bring this old man down. But there's evidence from the case that Miss Faraday hid away in secret. And the tape was stolen by detective Bad from the police. We both illegally evidence. No matter what, and a director of the law can't allow to use such a piece of evidence. Oh, here I have Manfred on Justin.
Oh, that was me?
Yeah, that was you.
Oh, okay. I gotta remember how I did his voice. Okay, needless to say,
Ooh, perfect. Right away, hit it.
we von Karmas are commanded to achieve nothing but victory. And by any means necessary.
The only way to bring somebody like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's why we thought at the time.
I no longer follow the path of Manfred from Karma. I won't allow to follow the path of the other gods who use me with what? Which is what I believe in. If I pursue the truth, then I will be soiling my hands in illegity. If I want to pursue the injustice, then I will lose the truth. What is the law and what's the is justice? Which path is the prosecutor supposed to follow? That's the choice I must make my own. And this is where we're gonna end off this week, guys.
It's a tough choice.
Yeah, the tough choice will be told next week if you guys want, because like I said, this is going to end off for this week. If you like the content so far, make sure to hit that sexy free follow button, because you will see next week some more. Ooh, sorry, I had a hiccup. More of this amazing gameplay. You can also go to deviant.com/MegaDragonoid where I'll be posting my art. And you can also go to twitch.tv/MegaDragonoid where I'll be posting my streams. You can also subscribe there for the amount you want to. And you get emotes you can really use on other streams as well. And if Justin and Sira want to do their promo, they can.
Going to my
Go first.
For going to my art, you're just going to deviant.com, searching for Sira the Hedgehog. For YouTube, it's Princess Sira.
Alright, and for my YouTube, it's Just Parodies Man. My Twitch is Just Parodies Minor, and my DeviantArt is Dr. Chester the First.
And that's sadly it for this week, guys. If you like the content so far, do normally what you normally do. And we see you around next time. Peace!
Peace!